Okay, I'm posting another video.
You sued me the first time and made no mention of anything except what a great head of hair I have. That's how awful you are.
I have seen veterans kill themselves
You have?
because
You
of
have seen them?
bullies who
Can you give me an
torment them
example?
to death.
Can you give me an example of that?
I will address this all in Burnett versus
A bully? What do you
doesn't have
think
any
you
fun.
are?
I
What
have to
about
go.
me?
I'm going to the airport. You're delaying me. You've already trespassed on my property after I told you. So I'm going to the airport.
Okay, this is Don Shipley. He's accusing somebody of stolen valor. He actually showed up to the guy's house, and a little altercation happened. Just arguing, though, nothing major. I'm going to say this. I was in the Army, and I'm not going to prove it. And if Shipley comes to my house, we got to fight. Okay, it's that simple. No way does he come to my house and trespass on my property. Well, you don't have proof. You got to prove that you're in the Army. No, I don't have to prove it. I do have proof, and you're just going to have to take my word for it. And other than that, go straight to hell. Because I am under no obligation to prove anything to anybody.
So just hang out for a minute. They'll be right here. You won't want to miss this. They're just going to get my side of it.
But the thing is, I don't understand this stolen valor stuff. Harassing people. Stolen valor. Stolen valor. The thing is, I just don't understand it. Okay? It's like these frauditors. And why are these frauditors a problem? Well, I'll tell you why they're a problem. It's getting worse and worse. First it was stolen valor, now it's First Amendment frauditing. And nobody hired these guys to audit anything. And here we got another case.
Get out of my face, man. Get out of my face. I told you to get out of my face.
This case, the frauditor pepper sprayed this guy on that guy's place of business on that property, and it's a private place of business. So we're talking private property, and they're still pepper spraying people. So the frauditors are really getting out of hand.
Doesn't matter, you're in my personal space.
Being in people's personal space with cameras is what you guys do for a living. So do we all just get to pepper spray you now?
And some people have provided me with some information. Pepper spray is classified as a deadly weapon. Yeah. And people have gone to the hospital for it. I've been pepper sprayed a few times, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty bad. I personally like I think I like the 10% pepper spray solution. It's a little slower to deploy, but anyway, the way I do it is one shot, one can.
I felt threatened.
This is a frauditor spraying somebody else.
If you felt threatened because he was filming you, then you should understand when people get uncomfortable when you creepy guys come around. And people, if you've never been pepper sprayed, I can tell you, it sucks.
Yeah, he's right. It is pretty bad. I've pepper sprayed people, and I've been pepper sprayed. So, that's not a lot of fun, And we got another frauditor doing what they do.
Vehicles and their contents are subject to inspection, entering, leaving, or while parked within this restricted area. Entering into this area constitutes consent to the inspection. 39 CFR Part 232.1 B2. And on this side, stop, no trespassing.
Okay, like I said earlier, if you show proof of something, that doesn't matter. It doesn't accomplish anything. Somebody comes up to you and says, stolen valor, stolen valor. Sure, I could prove I was in the military, but an ID card is not going to do it. It's not going to change anything. A DD-214 is not going to change anything. Diplomas and orders aren't going to change anything. A 201 file is not going to change anything. And a no trespassing sign means nothing to these frauditors. And we skip ahead. And what does he do? He trespasses.
There is y'all recording?
Sorry?
What are y'all recording?
What am I recording?
Yeah.
You in the parking lot right now.
Yeah, he trespassed to get that footage, okay? So, once again, we got proof that this, it doesn't do any good to put up a sign. It doesn't do any good to tell them. It doesn't do any good to show them. Okay, and we also find out the walk of shame. Well, yeah, the police do with the walk of shame because they don't do anything.
Name so everybody knows where to send the sheet. All right, so we got.
He starts a fight with this guy at the post office. So he's always looking for trouble. He's from Amagansett, New York, and somebody told me that at that place, people are extremely rude, and it's very common for people to talk over each other and to get into fights and arguments. So this guy, Guttertrash, has been doing this all his life, always talking over people because that's the way he was raised. Interrupting and everything like that, and then getting butthurt if somebody else gets the last word. So what does he do? He invades the guy's property, criminal surveillance, and yes, even voyeurism.
Colorado ZOR 346.
Of course, read off his license number and get his VIN number.
It's a hybrid. You've got to go top off your electric. What a fool. Make sure it's a reverse, fool.
Yeah, he's picking a fight. Doesn't like hybrid cars. Actually, I don't think I like him either, but this guy's a real dickhole. Okay, and he's creating trouble.
Let's get a VIN number here, too.
Okay, getting a VIN number, that is basically a prelude to Grand Theft Auto. And if he's not stealing it, somebody else is. Guys, you're going to have to, number one, hide your VIN number. And number two, you are going to have to physically stop these guys from doing that and not wait for the police. And the time to make that decision is before you step outside with your military pants that offends so many people. Stolen valor! Stolen valor!
We'll find out who you are. Don't kill yourself now.
Yeah, he says he's going to find out who he is. We'll find out who you are. The guy is threatening. These are terroristic threats. These are legitimate charges. I don't know where this is exactly. It's somewhere in Colorado. Obviously, someplace where they don't really take the law enforcement too seriously.
Don't hurt yourself.
Now, he's going to call the police, but that's not going to do any good. Okay, guys, can we all agree that calling the police is a waste of time? I mean, we're going to have to come up with another remedy. I don't know what the answer is, but I'll tell you what, I mean, the police just don't seem to do it. You know? I mean, I wish I had an answer.
I was actually in the middle of having a conversation with a nice young lady that was here with her son. This guy gets out of his car and starts screaming obscenities at me, telling me that I support... I don't even know what he's talking about.
He was not screaming at him, and he was not... he may have used a curse word or two, but nothing compared to what this Guttertrash guy is doing. He is lying to the police as usual.
He has no idea why I'm here, so he just instigated the entire situation, and that's what's going on. Yep, it's all on.
Hey, we're not.
You're right.
We're not making the situation any better.
So
okay?
it's all documented.
Okay.
Everything's documented.
Okay, so yeah, and you guys certainly have the option of talking to people if they want to talk to you.
Right.
Here, ma'am. Okay, please let me do my job, okay? The problem is this is private property.
This is not private
This
property.
is private
No,
property.
ma'am, this is not.
Yes,
This
it
is federal property, which makes it
Correct.
public property.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
It is considered private
It
property.
is, ma'am. Call FPS.
If they don't
Call
want
FPS.
you on the property, they have the right to ask you to move off the property.
Believe it or not, post office, that's government property, public property. First of all, government property, they can trespass you off of government property for operations. A lot of the post offices are on private property. Yeah, that's actually true. And yes, police actually have jurisdiction on this private property or even government property or within city limits, and there's statutes to back that up. If you're going to get in an argument with this jackass, you may as well just arrest him. And I wish they would, but they're not gonna.
That is not correct.
That is correct.
No, it's not. Call FPS.
I'm not calling anybody.
I would suggest you
I'm
call a
telling
supervisor or Homeland Security
Okay,
because
I'm-
you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are.
I'm telling you.
DHS,
No,
wait,
sir,
hold on. I'm going to give you facts. I'm going to give you facts, not opinion.
I'm
I'm
not.
not.
No, he doesn't give facts. He gives a lot of bullshit, is what he gives. And this goes on and on and on, and the policeman just says, well, okay, I mean, she doesn't put him in his place. She doesn't arrest him for interfering with an investigation. She's got all the latitude she needs to arrest him, but she doesn't do it. She's not very good. And more police arrive.
And I'm doing this for a very specific reason.
Okay.
There's nothing nefarious. There is no no ill intent. I am standing on public property, exercising my First Amendment right to take.
He's talking about his First Amendment rights because he's butthurt about it. Well, he's a liar, okay? Let's just say that, okay? I mean, he's lying as usual, okay? And let's talk about our First Amendment rights and our constitutional rights and the rights that we have.
If you do not get in your house when I tell you to, you become the enemy. Martial law, where your rights get curtailed. You don't have all those same freedoms that the Constitution guarantees at that point.
Okay, so she talks about, you have those constitutional rights, you have those freedoms. This sergeant disagrees. Okay.
Take video on public property. That's what I'm doing. So if you want to convert a constitutionally protected activity into a violation of the law, that's on you.
No, the
A constitutionally protected activity, that's a little bit of a stretch.
violation of the law would be on you
No.
if people feel they're being harassed. Yes.
Nobody
that's
feels.
how it
Where
works.
is anybody that feels like they're being
Okay,
harassed?
I'm just, apparently this
Well,
gentleman
speak to him and get his
somebody
story, and
else
then
called.
let him lie to
So-
you so that you have all that documented, and I'll show you my video.
Again,
Can I just step in for a
Yes.
second? They are not allowed here. They can go down to the sidewalk.
That is not. I'd like to speak to the postmaster.
Oh, I was looking for her, but
Okay, the postmaster. The postmaster is not going to violate your policy. I'm very familiar with what the laws and the rules are. I do this for a living.
so
So
No.
you're mistaken. I have every right in the world to be
you can
here.
be down on the sidewalk.
This is public property, and if you want to trespass me for public property, prepare for a very serious lawsuit.
I'm bringing her out.
Okay.
sir,
That's
stay
not
over there.
true.
Okay, look, I gave you your time.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
And he interferes with that interview. Yeah. You're supposed to separate them, for crying out loud. I think there's more than one policeman on the scene at this point. But yes, you're supposed to separate them, and you're supposed to keep them separated so you can do the interviews independently. But Guttertrash does not like that as usual. Oh, yeah, let me speak, but don't let the other guy speak. He's lying.
Standing here.
It appeared to me, so again, I may not be correct about that, but so I got out of my car, I did in fact call him, I believe I said,
How are you doing today, sir?
or something like that.
Real good.
And then I walked away, okay? I did yell that at him,
Let's just agree that Jason Guttertrash is a liar.
got out of my car, walked away.
I'm standing out here with my son, having some very cordial conversations with some of the citizens of Bluefield here.
Some interviews, that kind of stuff, or what?
I'm sorry?
Like interviewing people or something?
No. We were just actually standing here, not talking to anybody, and a couple of people approached us, asked us what we were doing, and we wound up having nice conversations with them. It's all documented. And I was actually standing here speaking to a young lady who was here with her. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
You sure?
Gotcha.
Okay. So I was standing here speaking.
You're going to call the police and not ask for a case number. What's the point? I mean, we may as well just consider the post office as off limits because we're going to get violated and the police aren't going to do anything. I mean, that's just the way it is. Well, okay, we'll be on our merry way. You know, nothing's going to happen. Nothing gets solved.
I wasn't here, so you know what?
All of this started by you getting out of your car screaming at us.
Sure.
No, it started when you harassed him, you jackass.
No. I get it. What is your phone?
I don't, you go over here,
Yeah, sure,
I don't want him to have any more information.
My
That is absolutely inaccurate.
I wasn't talking to you.
That's absolutely
I was not
inaccurate. You're
talking to
giving
you.
this officer bad information.
I was not talking to you.
You don't have to be talking. I'm just saying you're giving the officer bad information. I know the law very well. This is what I do for a living.
Well,
I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know exactly what the law is.
Okay, he interrupted that interview, and he lied again and again and again and again. Cops, I don't know what to tell you. You guys, I don't know what a police academy you guys went to, if at all. And what I found out is a lot of cops don't go to a police academy. You think they would, but not always.
He's going to make my information public.
I never said I would do that.
You did make his information public. And you did threaten him, and you yelled it out, and it's on YouTube. Yes, you have violated this person. You're stalking. I mean, okay, but you know what? This was January 2021, so you can still take warrants out on the guy. Yeah, even though it happened a long time ago, you can still take warrants out on him. By the way, if you're going to take warrants out on them, you talk to a judge. The district attorney's office will help you write the warrant. You talk to the judge and you swear it, and they may assign it to a policeman to look at. But one thing the judge is going to ask for is for a case number, and you ain't got one. Hopefully you remember the policeman's name, so at least you can talk to the judge, because you're going to have to be strong when you talk to the judge. There's plenty here to go by, but you're going to need to ask for a case number and certainly get the cops' badge numbers.
Sir, I'm talking with him. I am
false
talking,
police report is a crime.
He's not following.
He said he wasn't going to interrupt him, and he interrupts him again.
Better just step back so they can know. He's giving you false information. Step back so they can do your business. No problem.
I'm very concerned that that is.
Okay, can we all agree that this guy Jason Guttertrash is a complete dickhole?
Well, then you shouldn't start fights with people. Should mind you.
Jason started the fight, and he says you should mind your own business. Okay, hey, pot, meet kettle.
Business.
He's threatening. I mean, he
That's
literally
threatening.
He's been threatening him the whole time, yes. And, you know, if you're going to go that far to call the police and tell them that he's threatening you, and then you let him leave without getting a case number, shame on you. And you expect the cops to do something? I think you're expecting a lot.
That's what he considers threatening.
And Jason's reported a lot of people for threatening him. He sued a lot of people. He says they've threatened him. And people have done a lot less, and he's been flying off the handle saying, they threatened me.
Can we get a supervisor down here? Yeah, we'll come right down. Very good, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, can I get your name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to? Right there. I can't read that. 622. What? How do you pronounce your last name? Jocham. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
And you're going to give up the badge number that easily. And you're going to give up your name that easily. And he's giving you nothing. Shows what kind of a wimp you are.
This young lady from the post office wouldn't identify herself. So first, Kevin Archer would like you to respond to the scene.
I don't need to.
If you're acting in your official capacity as a public servant, barking orders at people, yes, you should definitely identify yourself, at least as a post office employee.
I already did. Just
Okay.
the person that matters.
Very good.
She did identify herself, except he had his mouth running. Okay? She identified herself. And by the way, what's with this about asking for the name and badge number? Can't you read?
Is he new for you guys today? Sorry? Is he new for you guys today? Oh, it's getting busier. Yeah. We were just,
Okay, this goes on and on and on, and nothing happens, and then they leave, and yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. And Jason's, the jackass at large, continues. I really hope he comes down to Georgia. Clayton County, Rockdale County, Henry County, Newton County, and Coweta County. Yeah, come to all of them, since you're so adamant about telling people how many miles you travel. Okay? Yeah. I think we ought to put our heads together and figure out how are we going to handle these frauditors, because they're pepper spraying people, they're disobeying everything. There's no logic that's going to work with these guys. Absolutely not going to happen. Anyway, I thought I'd post another video of this dickhole, Jason Guttertrash. A piece of gutter trash.